The Cats get a big win against South Carolina today. We'll have the highlights. Huge protests continue in Wisconsin over their governor's proposal to end collective bargaining rights for public union workers. And banking online may be convenient, but it also gives con artists another way to try and scam people. What to watch out for in tonight's Don't Fall For It.
ABC 36 News Weekend Edition starts now. Your local news source.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Lindberg. Thank you for joining us tonight at 10. After enjoying some above average temperatures this week, cooler temperatures may be heading back to the bluegrass. Meteorologist Jeff Cornish takes a first look at our forecast. How's it looking out there for the rest of the weekend?
We're looking pretty good. The next 48 hours will still be mild, but then on Monday evening we're going to fall off the map again and back to the winter weather. We're not looking at a whole lot of snow or anything like that, but we are going to be quite a bit colder.
Of good news.
Yes, no accumulation at least. We may see a couple of snowflakes falling on Tuesday morning, but they'll just be flurries and snow showers. We have a long while until then, though, and still nice weather for tomorrow. If we look at our live Viper radar in HD, you'll notice that we are generally dry right now. We're all going to stay dry, at least precipitation free, over the next 18 hours or so. Now, late tomorrow, we'll begin to see some spotty rain showers arrive. You can see a warm front. That's what's producing those rain showers in parts of southern Iowa, eastern Missouri, and even into southern parts of Tennessee. And that will be here late tomorrow, sparking a couple of those showers. Temperatures right now still near 40 degrees in Lexington. We're going to cool down to around the freezing mark late tonight. That 36-hour forecast holds on to the very mild weather on Sunday. And even tomorrow night, we're going to stay in the low 50s on the warm side of this storm system. But by Tuesday morning, we do have some flurries in our forecast. Not a big deal. Just a reminder, we'll be much colder, and we're not done with winter quite yet. Back to you, Jacqueline.
Thanks, Jeff. The Kentucky Wildcats return to action today, welcoming back Lexington native Darren Horn and his South Carolina Gamecocks. Dan Reifert joins us now in the studio with your Solid Blue highlights.
Yeah, and the Tates Creek alum Darren Horn has done well against his home state school. He became only the second South Carolina coach to ever win at Rupp Arena during his first season as the Gamecocks coach. He's 3-2 against the Cats in his South Carolina career. But John Calipari has never lost at Rupp Arena in his Kentucky career, and he did not plan on starting today. Right from the get-go, Brandon Knight to Darius Miller, and it's 3-0. And then watch Knight and Jones, Terrence Jones, work the pick and roll, the pump fake, and the foul. And what's the score at this point? I think it's 6-0. Thank you, Coach. Knight to Miller for another 3. Knight had a career-high 9 assists. And then more from outside. Deron Lamb in the corner. It was 15-zip before South Carolina scored with about 13 or just under 14 minutes left in the opening half. More Miller time, 27-4 here. Miller a career high 22 points, 6 of 8 from beyond the arc, also a career high. It was 50-21 at the half. UK never let off the gas, going on to win 90-59. Our Kent Spencer had a great view from his roost at Rupp, and he has more on the Cats' tail kicking of the chickens.
Leading up to today, the Cats were more concerned on how to close teams out. So how did they fix that problem? By blowing the doors off South Carolina from the opening tip.
That was one of the best starts we had in a long time, and just felt good to actually be out there playing. Not looking back from there, just kept the lead going and going and going.
I'd say the Cats opened the game with a 27-4 run.
It was pretty fun just because guys were all knocking down shots, we were executing, and we were getting stops on the defensive end too.
Today we just shot the ball really well. We guarded though, really guarded them pretty good.
Incredibly disappointed in our team that we didn't compete.
And what about Darius Miller? A career high 22 points and was 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. Another career high.
Everybody feels good when they play good, so like I said, I had a lot of open looks. I started feeling it after I knocked a couple down, so I was letting it go.
Just played great today, knocked down all his shots, and was pretty aggressive.
He was on fire today. We just need him to continue that. He was aggressive, and we need that out of him.
Hope we could do that next game, and that would really help us to win the game.
So how well did the Cats play?
Real well, just because I think it was one of our best defensive games.
We did some really good stuff. Really proud of them.
Kent Spencer, ABC 36, your local news source.
Thank you, Kent. More from Coach Cal on the Cats' win, plus some former Wildcat stars were at Rupp today. We'll show you who later in sports. Jacqueline.
Thanks, Dan. According to a plea agreement filed in federal court, a former emergency director in Laurel County rigged a bid so his future wife would get a $530,000 contract. The wife of Brian Reams, Melody Reams, pleaded guilty this week. Brian Reams was fired after a 2009 state audit, which led to a federal investigation. According to the plea agreement, Reams helped his wife to secure a contract to supply equipment to protect the county in the case of a leak from aging chemical weapons at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Melody Reams faces up to 5 years in prison. A deal was reached yesterday that gives the go-ahead for the construction of a CVS drugstore on Harrodsburg Road, where the Springs Inn stood for more than 60 years, according to real estate agent Jamie Schrader of Schrader Commercial Properties. Schrader says CVS paid $1.8 million for 1.56 acres at the corner of Lane Allen and Harrodsburg Roads. CVS has been interested in the property since January of last year. Construction is expected to begin immediately. A Fort Campbell soldier has died in Afghanistan. The Defense Department says 22-year-old specialist Jonathan Pilgrim of Great Falls, Montana, died Thursday in the Konar province. He suffered fatal wounds when insurgents attacked his unit with small arms fire. Pilgrim had served in the 1st Battalion, 1st Brigade Combat of the 101st Airborne Division. Huge rallies continue in Wisconsin over the newly elected governor's proposal to end collective bargaining rights for public union workers. ABC's Brian Carey has more.
This 5th day of protests saw the largest crowd yet. Kill the bill! Kill the bill! With chants of "Kill the bill," unions turned out in force to support state workers who were fighting cutbacks in their benefits and bargaining power. This brother and sister are on opposite sides.
It's more about busting up the unions, and we can't let our unions go.
These people are just greedy like they always have been.
Opponents of the bill swarmed the state capitol inside and out.
The union is the backbone of the middle class. Without the unions, everybody will be serfs and masters.
But for the first time, they face counter-demonstrators, including Tea Party activists who support the governor's reforms.
It's really nice to watch, to see how he's standing up to a lot of the pressure.
Public employees have been the Cadillac of employees, and it's got to stop.
Even Joe the plumber was there.
Unions don't deserve anything.
Extra police were put on for security, but the clashes were confined to words.
And Walker said all along
Walker needs
exactly what he was going to do.
We voted Obama in, and
he is doing exactly.
He didn't say he was going to bust the unions with.
He's not busting the unions.
It's not about the money. It's about the collective bargaining that's going to break our union.
Embattled Governor Scott Walker isn't budging.
We're broke. We don't have any more options.
Democrats have forced the state assembly to adjourn, so there will be no vote on the bill until at least Tuesday. Brian Carey, ABC News.
The annual Polar Plunge took place today at the Texas Roadhouse on Richmond Road.
3, 2, 1.
The event is one of the biggest Special Olympics fundraisers of the year. Our own chief meteorologist Jennifer Schack emceed the event. Mild February weather helped this year's participants, who have seen 4-degree temperatures in the past. The plunge works just like a walkathon, but instead of walking, participants get donations to jump into a chilly pool. Texas Roadhouse has hosted the event for the past 7 years. 394 people took the plunge and raised more than $90,000 for Kentucky Special Olympics athletes.